And maybe, as you say, could we possibly get a game crazier than that? We'll just have to find out. I feel like Josh is a human content machine. He is just always doing stuff. We know that he isn't getting to go first in this game, but we know when he does, he likes making those crazy plays that come one short of a triple. And is he going to get a chance to play that? But I don't know. Could Enoch exchange from this rack and give Josh a chance? There we go. He's got the good tiles. I could easily see.
Daimios. Isn't that one of my favorite words?
That's right. Yes, he could play that there. So if Enoch elects to exchange AA, which is definitely very reasonable, could we see Josh figure out a way to entertain us? And that's what he does. He exchanges AA, a very defensible play. What can Josh do that will give us maximum enjoyment here? I'm not 100% sure there's anything, but he could definitely try to find a play. I don't know. I guess the only thing that's really like that is ladyism, which I don't know if he's going to see that. So I think he's going to go ahead and play dismay. Oh,
Dismays.
So let's see. He's going to make the blank an S, dismays. I'm seeing him designated as an S. So very reasonable, standard opening play by Josh, but we're not going to get one of the Sokolisms that we love. That's all well and good, as we are about to see Wellington answer back with swatting.
Enoch is playing.
Oh, sorry. Did I say Wellington?
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm still in Welly mode. Yeah, Enoch for sure is going to play swatting right here for 80. And we're off to the races.
Yeah. Chat pointing out that could be played with just D too, dismayed with no E in there.
Yes.
That's new for me.
That would be quite the flex to play that. And actually it would have saved a little bit of damage here too if Josh knew that could be a D. Wellington would, Enoch, I'll get there, everybody. Enoch would be forced to play swatting here in order to bingo, which would be fewer points and expose a triple just the way this positioning does. So not a big deal, but yeah, looks like a nice shootout in the offing here between these two.
A couple people also said dismail. Is that real or is that a troll?
That's also real. I know it's crazy. So this blank could have been an S, which it is. Also could have been a D for dismayed, archaic, and also an L, dismail, as all three of those. So yeah, it looks like Josh actually has a 7-letter word on his rack of venefic, but it does not fit anywhere on the board. Obviously, with a V and a C in the word, that's one that's going to be very difficult to find space for on the board. Very hard to overlap a 2-letter word with those letters. So that's not going to be an option for Josh here. He's going to have to improvise. Couple options I see would just be Fennec right here through this N, or maybe feeing to the G, leaving CV. So
yeah,
I don't know. Those are
that seems crazy.
Yeah, seems tough. I think Fennec seems pretty solid, but is there any argument for playing shorter? A play like FE that seems kind of crazy. Maybe it's okay because you keep these nice letters and you can play something ending in ing some of the time. This is actually a deceptively kind of tricky position, but he's going to play Fennec, Heidi. I kind of like this with VI on the rack.
Yes.
He could easily follow up with Vice or something.
Yeah, I like that. And you know, if you're going to open up or leave a triple spot open, then you want to have one for yourself too. This one leaves 2, so I like that.
So this is a classic situation that speaks to something you were talking about before. So with the Q on his rack, Enoch is going to be very tempted to play off that Q somewhere. He has a couple of spots where Chi would go down, but look what he has set up on his rack. He's thinking about playing embolic into the C of Fennec, which would keep the Q. Normally you'd want to play it. That being said, Kibla right here, that might be worth it over Embolic. It
Yeah.
just scores a little bit enough. What do you think? Embolic or Kibla? What is your instinct?
Well, it's interesting. I think that if you can do two things at once, which is like you can get rid of your queue, score a lot of points, and also you're still leaving those two spots open so that you should be able to take one next turn, rather than take it now and then be left with the queue on your rack. I don't know. Oh, he's just gonna drop it. But I think I might have played Kibla there. Gets rid of a couple clunky tiles and scores and leaves the two scoring spots still open for next time. So
That is really crazy because I really did not think that this play of Chi was going to compare that favorably with Kibla or Embolic, but
hmm
it actually is very well liked by the computer engine. And look at that. And Bowel finding its way onto his rack. So Enoch
mm,
is definitely getting set to potentially, let me get my chicken scratch out of the way as Josh hitting that C with Dick for a solid score, leaving VIR blank. So he's got to be feeling pretty
yeah.
good. But and Bowel is going to come down in short order.
hmm
There we go. Parallel to dismays. So, man, we really have quite the shootout in progress here. That looked like the best play that Josh had, and this is certainly the best play Enoch has.
Yeah.
And are we seeing a challenge? Yeah, I guess we're looking at a challenge too. There
Wow.
we go. The word is valid, getting 5 extra points for Enoch.
Nice.
So action happening really fast, but yeah, this play of Chi was really favored by the engine. And I think part of it is you are making it much more difficult to play to this triple afterwards. So you're restricting some access here. Yes, you give up an S hook, but the S is already going to be useful. You're blocking ED, ER, all kinds of other bingo types that
hmm
play over
hmm
there. So there's that element to it. And the rest of the letters, if Enoch were to have redrawn an I, he would then get embolic next turn.
Right.
So there's a whole bunch of upside between that and potentially bingos. So I'm surprised by that, but
Yeah.
really nice
It's
play.
okay. And sometimes you don't get that really good sense until you see it, until you see a computer analyzer, and then and then you can think a little bit deeper about it. But your instinct says that she is not the best play there, right? That you could do better. So I think that's why we use these analyzer tools, just to go beyond what our instincts say, and what we can think of ourselves.
Yeah, it's a great point. There is a lot to learn. I find myself learning quite a bit lately from the latest and greatest engine. I believe we have the Cesar do Solar in the chat somewhere. The Macondo game engine is teaching all of us a lot of great lessons about how to play Scrabble even better. So, yeah, it is. There's a lot to learn. It's a little scary when a machine can play that well. I think maybe we've seen, the videos of Best Spot, which
Yeah.
uses the Macondo engine against Mac Meller, who is an insanely strong human grandmaster player. And to see him, play so well, but the engine is just so scary strong. It's a little scary, but it's also gives me a little bit of hope, Heidi, that we can learn even more about this game.
Right. Well, right, because I guess the idea is, for people who don't know, like we had engines previously, and I think a lot of people think, oh well, of course the computer is going to do better than a human, but we had engines before that were not very good, at doing figuring out some of those good plays. Like when you have somebody like Nigel making plays that the engine wouldn't come up with, and now Macondo is finally getting there, but it's taking a while, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's part of it's taking a while is that the effort is coming from extremely motivated individuals within our community as opposed to like in chess Deep Blue, which was built by a team of engineers at IBM
Right.
working on that project. We don't have that luxury, of course. So,
Yet.
yet, right. So yeah, um so Josh on turn, he had RIV blank, probably feeling very optimistic that he was going to get a bingo down and drew CDF, which is not good enough. So he's still knocking on the door. of being able to bingo, and he's going to play diff. This makes a lot of sense. It scores 30 points. That's the most that he can get without burning his blank. CRV is kind of deceptively good. He can easily draw something through this O or through this E at the top of the board. So I like this play. Other options could have been Fervid or Vifda through this A. But I think diff is a perfectly reasonable choice. Really, the only negative, Heidi, is it keeps that V on the rack. And, oh, here's another negative. Oh, my gosh. It gives a spot for a formerly homeless Epurate for Enoch, 75 points to pull even further ahead. I wasn't even thinking about that. I saw it on his rack, but I was not expecting it to play, but diff giving him a spot. Wow, huge swing, Heidi.
Yes. Oh man, that's always, well, I don't know if he's noticed that, but it's always the worst when you make a play that, you know, gives your opponent something they otherwise wouldn't have. A bingo that was otherwise not playable before. But I don't think you can follow. I mean, you can't. You have to be able to not think of Scrabble that way, and it's hard because we're human beings, right? Oh, if only I'd done this. If only I'd done that. But you just have to, you know, say, yes, sometimes this is going to happen. Sometimes it's going to work out really great for me. So, and
Yeah,
not second guess yourself. Yeah.
totally agreed. And Scrabble is maddening in that way because sometimes the wrong move will have the better outcome than the right move. And that is something that is, you know, that's it's not unique to Scrabble, but it is definitely just something that is part of the game. Sometimes you're going to make a move that's a mistake and it works out much better for you. But the players that make the right, quote unquote, right moves more of the time are going to work out better in the long run. So Josh staying even with that big Z play. He did not leave any vowels after that play, I believe. And he's close, but he's still not quite there. And Enoch with the X, it's going to fit right here. It looks like he's considering playing Xi instead of Ox, which looked a lot safer to play this. It's way tougher to end in an E than it is to end in a whole bunch of other stuff, an E, an S, a T, all kinds of stuff like that. So a defensive choice, I think, makes a lot of sense. I like it. Would you ever consider Ox instead, Heidi, to get rid of the O
No,
instead of the I?
no, there's no reason to do Ox there in that spot. It's just too volatile. So I think, yeah, just play this. Scores so many points. Josh has to have an E there to take advantage. So yeah, definitely not considering Ox there.
Oh my God. Is that you? People in the chat are saying that clever dick is a valid word and that Josh could have burned his blank to play that or fish for it or something. Is that really true? Oh my God.
They must be. I've seen it a couple of times now. So what
That
what
is,
could it even be?
it
So,
is valid. That would be craziest things ever. It no longer plays, just for the record. TIR is not valid. So that is a real shame. Knowing Josh, I feel like he probably knows that word somehow. He shouldn't. He should know all the 7s and 8s and you know, Collins 4s and 5s, but I bet he does somehow know that clever dick is a word, and maybe he's
I
lamenting that it
I
was.
don't think that he does because I feel like if he knew it, he's playing it 100% of the time.
Yeah. That's Did he have it available on the No, he didn't quite have it
Oh,
on
he
the
didn't have
previous.
it? He didn't have
Yeah.
it? Okay, I thought he did.
No E. He just drew an E.
Right,
So
right. Okay.
So yeah, brutal. That's sad for us. I feel like that's one of the few things that could have put this game into round 2 status, the Leip Wellington game. If we saw Josh play Clever Dick, that would be pretty insane. Instead, he's in a much more difficult situation. He's probably looking and thinking to himself, how could I not have a bingo through this O or A? He doesn't, and it feels like a play like Vert is probably solid for him here, undoubling his R's. Yes, he would be using up his lone vowel, but there's almost no way he can get any points here without doing that. And he just lives to try to bingo another turn. That seems reasonable. I'm not sure what, if not that, would I play. I'm trying to come up with another option. Um, Eruv, I should say, up
Mhm.
here. Nothing
Yeah,
feels very good, Heidi. This is a tough turn.
yeah, it is a tough turn. Um, yeah, I don't even see anything. I don't even think that I would see that vert play, to be honest. So I don't know. I'd be looking like up in the corner. Can I maybe stick something there? But with that one vowel, lone vowel, I guess I'd probably play like clover or something through that. Oh, maybe I don't know. It's probably what I would do, even if it's not not the best play. I think I'd be too. Sometimes you get impatient, right? Like, okay, I'm tired of looking at these letters. They have to hit, and just decide to get rid of them. The CV he's kept on his rack quite a while now.
Clover is a reasonable play, except for its
Oh yeah, it
positioning on
stops
the
just
board.
short.
This would normally be fine, right? Like you could even consider Velcro instead of Clover
Oh,
to
nice.
open up more of the board if you don't want to do that. If Josh does play Clover here, he's going to get hit very hard with the Y hook that Enoch has on
Yeah.
his rack. Clovery, a valid word. He'll do any number of things with impunity. Goonie and Clovery is going to score a boatload. So I really feel like it's vert or bust for Josh here as far as what is the correct play. But even then, there's not a huge difference between that and a ton of other, like, silver and bronze medalist plays. There we go. Nicely spotted. So
Yeah.
he probably feels like this is a concession, that maybe he's missing a
Yeah.
bingo, but we know it's a pretty solid play, Heidi.
Yeah. Good job. Good job, Josh.
So,
He's
yeah.
he doesn't miss a lot of stuff, eh? When he knows the words. Like you say, maybe there's some Collins words that are still out of reach for now, but yeah, he's so creative, and he looks at the whole board and always finds creative opportunities to score, right? That are off the beaten path and stuff. This isn't one of those, but just saying, generally speaking, yeah,
Yeah,
he's fun to watch.
I totally agree with that assessment of Josh's play finding ability. I do feel now with this set of tiles, he should now find coplanar or cropland
Wow.
in through this A. It seems like Enoch already had lined up a very, very solid play of gooby. That's kind of a funny word through this B. I think he already has identified it as a good play. I'm not sure if he's thinking about something else here, but I do expect Josh to find one of his 2 8-letter words to the A of dismays, and that's going to keep him in this game, especially if Enoch really does hit that spot hard. Um, I don't know. I I thought he was going to play Gooby really fast because he had those
Mm,
letters arranged on his rack. Now he just has the G O and Y. Is he thinking about just playing Goby instead? That would be a little worse.
yeah, and I guess he just wants to keep a vowel with those three consonants. But yeah, Gooby seems good. I I wish I could retain all these new words that I see when I'm watching screen. Like that would be so handy to
There's a
remember
lot of
that.
them. All right,
Yeah.
there he goes. This looks
Yeah.
fantastic. 42 points instead of the 26 he would have gotten for
Yeah.
Goby. Maybe he has some doubt about this word. It is valid. So nicely spotted. Oh, it is gonna get the
Yeah.
challenge. So an extra 5 points in the bargain for Enoch here. And now it's up to Josh to come up with cropland or coplanar. But frankly, what about clop?
Ooh.
Clop
Ooh, yeah. Oh yeah.
is 46
Oh,
points.
definitely. That's definitely the kind of play that I make a lot. It's like there's a bingo, but I'm like, well, I could just do this, and score a lot of points and keep my blank. That sometimes will backfire on you, and then you never get to bingo. But I'm sure that's what I would do here. Is like clop.
It's a ton of points. You keep that blank. There's still a good amount of space to play some good stuff on this board. You still have this A. I guess I just want to point out that crop is probably slightly better than Klopp
Oh, yeah?
because of this Y. Keeping the L
Okay, yeah.
with the
Yes.
blank is likely going to pay off because with that L in hand, it really puts this Y in
Hmm.
play more so as a lane for eights. I feel like Josh is fantastic at noticing nuances like that, but I do feel like keeping the L is going to slightly improve his bingo chances
But if
here.
you watch his streams, he always says, "If there's a Y in the bingo, I'll always miss it."
Yeah, I don't know, maybe that's wrong. I mean, if you think about it, the R is just a much better bingo tile in general
Mhm,
than
mhm.
the L, so maybe what I'm saying isn't correct. So there are pros and cons to it. The 2 plays are probably very, very, very close. So, yeah, we'll see what he elects to do. I couldn't fault him that much either, Heidi, for just playing coplanar or
Mhm.
cropland here and just get the
Yeah.
blank off while you have it, especially given the realistic nature of the game scenario. The longer you keep the blank,
Yes.
what's to say that he's not going to draw a really tough rack
Mhm.
next turn to have to contend with that blank? The blank leeches time like no other
Yeah.
tile. So maybe he'll want to just play it now if he sees a spot for it.
Yeah. Oh, he's
All right,
going for this. Yeah.
here we go. Clop or crop. He has the L in hand. Oh,
Yes, thinking.
all
Okay.
right. He thought about it. I think this is reasonable. As I think about it, the R still combines decently with this Y, and it's just a better bingo tile in general. So
Mhm.
I don't quibble with his play of Klopp. Seems good to me. You were saying, Heidi, you like it as,
I do like
scoring a
it.
ton of points and keeping that blank, getting that
Yes.
flow from one turn to the next.
Yes.
So there we go.
Yeah, look at this. Yeah, looks great. Um, People say, yes, coplanar did fit, but he opted for this 46 points or whatever play, and kept the blank and R, and now he's drawn beautiful tiles to go with it. So I like that decision.
Yeah, he's drawn great tiles, but in particular, he has overhang from this
Mm-hmm.
O. So
Mm-hmm.
Enoch has some J plays that are going to get in the way of that. And there we go. There is just such
Mm,
a play that prevents Josh from playing overhang double double off of the O of Gooby just in time. Nice play by
yeah.
Enoch here. Jitney for 32, pushing up his lead a little bit further. Surely Josh is going to bingo here, but the only question is where. And for the sharp eyed people in the audience, he has, oh, look at this. He has it lined up, Heidi. Look at the way he has his letters. Nurag,
Oh my goodness.
Nuragi.
Oh my gosh.
Fitz is the only 7-letter word ending in E. And
Wow.
that is, it looked like he had those letters lined up in the correct order. Is he going to be confident in that word? 93 points on offer at the bottom of the board. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. That's such a strange word, but I don't know. Surely he would have seen it, right? He's studying a lot more now than he used to, I think. So
It sounds like a sound you would make if you were punched in the gut or if you ate something that you didn't like the taste of, like um yeah, I feel like he saw it and is thinking about it now. He doesn't have a ton of time
yeah.
to waffle, but look over at Enoch's rack. He has reassail ready to go
Oh
down,
man.
hooking and bowels. So even if Josh does see it, Enoch is going to instantly retake the lead. He's going to reassail Josh with another bingo.
Man.
Sorry. Crazy game in progress again. These have been great.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work out that way, Heidi. Some of the games that we're going to see on stream are going to be blowouts, but
Yeah.
we've gotten 3 really fun games to follow so far.
Yeah. They've been super fun. I don't know, just they, I they're almost always fun when I commentate. I don't know how it works out like that, but I don't get a lot of like boring games. But maybe I just think everything is interesting. There's always something interesting about every game, right? So, yeah.
Well, that's true, but they're objectively there are just games that aren't interesting because of the score differential early on in the game when somebody gets 3 bingos and
But
the other person exchanges.
but then you get into player psychology, right? Like, and that's a
True.
huge part of the game is how do you deal with these situations when you're in them, when you're way behind and there just seems like no chance. And then often we get rewarded by seeing like this, oh, hopeless game suddenly get turned around and snatched. It's like amazing. So yeah,
Which we did see. So
yeah.
yeah. All right. So here we go. In gather, it seemed like Josh, I really feel like he saw that weird spelling of Nuragi.
Hmm.
Can barely even say it for 93 points at the base of the board. He's going to play in gather instead. This is definitely the runner up of a play of a bingo that's available. But
So
we were
yeah,
just talking about it earlier in the game, Heidi. Sometimes you can make a mistake and it works
yes,
out better for you. That's
yes,
exactly what's happened here. Talk about it.
yes. Yeah, so I mean, he can't play reassail now, but I was going to ask you these letters again. They look so so promising. Is can he play anything else instead? I mean, doesn't seem likely through that R, but I don't have enough. I don't know enough. Doesn't look like it, eh?
Yeah, nothing through the R, but if you also look at the board shape now after the play of in gather, you have to
Hmm.
think to yourself, where are bingos even going to
Yes.
fit anymore? The real estate is really pretty grim. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Bingo through the J? There's almost nowhere in this area of the board that allows you to
Yeah.
get an 7 or 8 letter bingo. So, yeah, if I'm Enoch though, I feel like it's a really difficult situation because look at the letters he has here. He's found a fantastic scoring play of a lay for
Nice.
38 points. The scary thing, though, is you're leaving
Yes.
open the bottom of the board, too,
Yes.
which if Enoch had a good scoring play at the bottom of the board, he would be feeling really good right now
Hmm.
because he could score well and leave very little back for Josh to do. But it feels like he almost has to take his 38 points at the top of the board and just pray that Josh can't do anything that good through the R or E of Ingather.
Yeah. Just trying to look at the pool from his perspective. Does it, I mean, yeah, scary enough, I guess. He could hit fairly hard, but I mean, if you've got 38 points on offer, it's so much better than anything else. I think you have to take it, like you say, and just hope.
To your point, as I look at the unseen tiles, they're actually what are the good scoring tiles? Well, this is now from Josh's perspective, but a moment ago, from Enoch's perspective, there was an H and a V. Those were the highest scoring tiles available. Runner up is the B. So
Yeah.
that's not those tiles
Yeah. So I'm
don't
thinking, but even
combine
something
well
like
in this
brave,
spot.
brave might like it's
Brave, yeah, for sure. Something
decent
like that
score.
would hit hard. So Enoch is definitely hoping to avoid a play like that here for sure. But I'm just saying, like, there's no F. That would be really bad to fit in that spot. There's no P. There's no, I don't know, KR is something you see from time to time. So a lot of the heavy hitting consonants, WR, right? There are
Yeah.
words like that. Not as many of those. The H and the
Hmm.
V do not fit that category. So the B is basically the biggest threat
Yeah.
in that square. So maybe Enoch can live with that risk. And Josh is now in a bit of a tricky situation. Oh my God. He has one crazy word through the J. I believe it is a newly added word to Collins, a very high scoring play of
Don't tell
Shujo.
them. Aw. I thought we were
Sorry,
going to
I'm
give somebody a
told.
chance to guess it.
40 points for this. I don't know if I would see this one. Sorry, I spoiled it, everybody. 40 points, which Josh is down by 29. So 40 is a big deal, but maybe it's just simpler. I think the simple play would just be to play ooh here. But then I worry a lot about what
Hmm.
happens if Enoch plays to the R, and then what do I even do on the subsequent board? So this is a tough situation. And he's gonna
Sad
play.
you.
Oh, okay. So this is more of it doesn't score as well, but it defends the triple lane a bit better. And maybe it has the benefit, if I'm Josh, of making a bingo lane that's really difficult for Enoch to block while also scoring points.
Right.
So that could be the thinking there. I don't know. I mean, that seems like I would want to score more points if I could, but I definitely trust Josh's instincts here, Heidi.
He does have good instincts, and sometimes he'll do things where you're like, I don't know, I'd do that, and then it works out for him. So I mean, I could never fault him for any play that he makes. I just always assume he's seeing something that I'm not, or has something in mind that I'm not thinking of. But
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. So yeah, we'll see. He hasn't drawn well, has Josh, and Enoch is in a tricky situation. He's up by 5 points, needing to score with all 1-pointers on his rack. So I'm pretty
yeah,
sure Enoch is going to be well aware that it's okay for him to keep not the best bingo leave possible
hmm,
here because the
yeah,
board is not that good for bingos. But all of a sudden, there
yeah,
is this one line right after Josh's play. So maybe Josh was really thinking about that line as something that he wanted to make for himself.
right,
Brutal. Man, this is a tough one. Um, so with the 2 S's that Enoch has, he could try to pluralize Saju and go
hmm,
through this SR. And another crazy alternative would be to play Zooier off of Zoo
hmm,
on the board there for 30
right.
points.
Wow.
That's a sneaky way to get a bunch of points, and you preserve both of your 2 S's in case you need them for the future. Not ironclad, though. So this is a really
No.
tricky turn. Not sure which way I would go here. I feel like I kind of defer to the players. Let's see what they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, and I mean that Zooey, or you also have to see it, right? And maybe you've stopped looking in that spot by now, by this point in the game, right? I don't know. You're
It's
looking
it
at
is
those
way off.
triples and
It is way off the beaten path for
mhm,
sure. So there is also a slight vowel consonant imbalance. Vowels are starting to be a little bit at a premium.
yeah,
So the reason I say that is it looks like Enoch is getting set to play riser here to get a
right.
nice amount of points. That is going to score very well, 31 points with all 1-point tiles. It does put this R out here. So I feel like another option could have been Aesir, Aesir, but that might have spent too many vowels
Right.
for Enoch's comfort. So yeah, a ton of options there. Really not confident in any one of those as the obvious best play. But yeah, very tricky turn.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that the R isn't actually going to be that dangerous anyways. Looking at Josh's rack, he's only got, he doesn't have anything that he can play there. I'm just thinking about what the tiles looked like from Enoch's perspective last turn. It didn't even seem to me that it did look very scary to leave the R out there. Didn't seem like there was a lot of things that could play. But I mean, of
That's
course, I don't have.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. The threat of the R is not that much. I really feel like at this score, well, now that Enoch is up by almost 40, I feel like he can weather bingos right here with low
Hmm.
point tiles from Josh a lot of the time. Maybe not. It's hard. It's going to be really
Yeah.
close. If you were to tell me, so Josh is going to play Hove, by far his highest scoring play, his only way of really using the axe hook. NNL is definitely not the leave he wants, but you work with what you're given, and that
Yeah.
definitely seems like the best option for him. And we're definitely headed towards a very interesting end of this game. Look at the scores, Heidi. The score is 464 to
Oh my
460.
God. What a
Someone's
great game. Oh my
someone's
God.
gonna lose.
Yeah, I know. It's too bad. Or maybe they'll find a tie. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Your favorite.
My
A,
favorite.
a tie on the stream would be pretty epic.
Yeah.
So this is brutal because in my mind, if I'm Enoch, I really don't want to get into the trap of going for broke for a bingo, but
Right.
if I draw one, how does Josh even block? I guess he can, right? I guess he can play stuff here
Yeah. Yeah.
that scored
But also, look how
pretty
much
well.
time Enoch has. Like, he's got 12 minutes on
Yeah,
his clock.
ample time for
Why is the
sure.
clock stopped? Are they checking scores?
They got to be just checking scores, which makes total sense in a game this close, that you would want to know exactly what you're dealing with as far as the score discrepancy, and it looks like they are satisfied. So yeah, as you say, Heidi, Enoch with ample time to suss this out, but this is a really tough decision because you have, if you're Enoch, you've got the ability to score decently well right here. You're down by
Hmm.
4 only,
Yeah.
3 tiles in the bag. This scores 24. I feel like this play is kind of hopeless because you allow Josh to out into you and probably win. So
Right.
even though that looks good, how else is Enoch expected to score points here without emptying the bag? I don't really see a way. So
Yeah.
it's weird. It's crazy a little bit to think, but a play like Oma
Mm,
might actually be really lethal for him here because he sets up the last S. There's no other hook to this word. If
right.
Enoch draws a bingo ending in S, it will fit here, but maybe he also draws something here, and there's going to be some
Right.
fog of war for Josh to not know what to block. So
Right.
there's some really tricky. I really don't know what to do here. This is really tough.
And Muffin says, he doesn't have any bingo through SGM. He already checked, so that's it.
Thank you for that. Nice to know that there are no 10-letter words here through S, G, and M. I wonder if there are any words in the entire dictionary that fit that pattern. Maybe there's one or two. Um, so yeah, this is a really tough because you just feel like with the game so close, Heidi, I would want to score. I would want to try
Yeah.
to outrun, but that
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily seem to be possible.
Yeah. It's rough. Okay, there you
Wow.
go.
Very impressive. I don't know if I would have been able to come up with that. Oh, and not a great draw there though. No 7-letter
uh,
word available. I'm just trying to imagine, does Enoch have some other? I mean, it's also possible that if Josh does not score enough on the play he's about to make, that Enoch might be able to win a close end game here too. So
right.
there's that element as well. So let me get the scores updated. Enoch is currently up by 1 point. And this is really anybody's game. I have no clue what Josh. I guess the nice thing, though, is look at this pool. Josh might be able to look at this and
Yeah.
say, there's no real threat, actually.
Yeah.
What are the
Yeah.
even 7-letter words that Enoch could have with that set of letters? I'm not even sure. I guess if the D is in the bag, tourista would play
Wow.
here.
Okay.
If that's the only threat, then Josh can just play something here and sort of cruise
Right.
to a win potentially.
Right.
That's kind of crazy.
And I think he'll definitely figure that out too. I mean, yeah.
Wow.
So, as somebody noted in the chat, Josh is very, very good at defending.
Yes, he is. So it does feel like you have to honor that threat of the bingo here. He should be able to quickly look at this and trust his instinct that this is not a threat. So what can I play here? You can't just play the really appealing looking nub. You can't do
Hmm.
that because
Yeah.
Teresa and snub still
Yeah.
fits. So you need something else. Rub, does that give up anything to the D? Like drub. I'm not sure there even is a word that lets you play something big with drub there. Maybe that works some of the time, except then your leave is really terrible going into the end
Mm.
game, and you might be struggling sometimes with that. So, oh my God.
Yeah.
Um, This is very tough. I'm sure there's maybe something like burned or something here. Can you be sure that you go out after that
Yeah.
play? This is really tough. I'm so curious. Look at this. One thing's for sure, though, Heidi. I don't think he can take a time penalty here, and I
Right.
think that's going
Right.
to hurt him a lot in the end game. So I'm very, very curious to see. He's got not a lot of time to. Oh, sorry, burn doesn't fit with that blank. I
Oh yeah,
apologize.
there's a blank there. I
Oh
didn't see it
no,
either. What
no,
did he
that's a
do?
phony. That's a
Oh,
phony.
oh, really?
No, Enoch
Will he
is
get away with it?
very likely to challenge this. Oh man,
I don't know. The fours are so hard. They all look the same, and there's so many similar words. Like,
that is not valid. This is the second straight game. If that was valid, it would be a great play, except that it allows Teresta to beat you, but it does set you up very well in the end game. You would lose to Teresta, but you'd probably beat everything else.
right?
But I can't believe this. Are we not seeing a
I
challenge
don't think
here?
it. Like, yeah, those words. They all look the same. Words like that. It's impossible to keep them straight. I guess some people can, but yeah,
I'm
seems very
hesitant.
inhuman to me.
It does seem human, especially because aboon and boona are both words, and
Mm,
aboona. So there's so many
yeah.
words that look like this, but I'm just astonished. Maybe Enoch has, we don't know. Maybe he's held and he's thinking, can I still win the game?
Well,
Right?
I think they said Josh drew.
He did
So
draw. He drew really fast. So I don't know. Let's just see. All right, we'll give him the points then. 22 points for that. And he
Boonali
has,
is that his name?
so it turns out that it just, according to the computer engine, it does not appear that Enoch can still win this game if that word stays on the board. But maybe the statute of limitations on him being able to challenge is over, and that's going to do it. If Enoch challenges that, I think he's in great shape.
Yeah, he would have had to call, I think, the director right away to say that Josh didn't give him enough time to hold the play.
Yeah.
So I don't think he can now
He doesn't
challenge.
look aggrieved. He
Yeah,
doesn't look like
yeah,
he's thinking about it being
yeah,
phony.
yeah,
It looks like he's just maybe trying to plan out his end games here. Like his, yeah, I think the only reason that Josh would draw fast there is that he has 40 seconds. He needs to start thinking about what
yeah.
he's going to do in the end
Hmm.
game. I don't think there
Hmm.
is any malice behind it.
No, I don't think so either.
Um, but yeah, wow, shocking, crazy, a second straight game. I feel, Heidi, we never see at this level. It is very rare for a phony word at this part of the game to be such a big swing.
Yes, yes. I thought you were going to say that we don't see them get played. We do get see them get played. We do see them not get challenged off. But yeah, like you say, when it's so late in the game where it matters so much, people usually are have much more uh, attention to what's being played and will challenge if it's it's going to risk costing them the game or whatever if they don't. So it is rare to see them stay on, I think, this late in the game, as we've seen twice in a row. Well, actually, the other one did come off, but yeah.
Yeah, just the fact that they were both played is so crazy. And
Mm,
amazingly, as has been pointed out by Scrabble in the chat, nice to see you, by the way, Runlet and Neutral, 2 outplays for Josh with his 6 tiles.
yeah.
That's crazy. So there's
Mm,
nothing that Enoch can do to block both of those spots.
yeah.
So at this point, he is sunk. He would have needed to challenge that play, and then a whole world of possibilities opens
Yeah.
up to him. But
Yeah.
now it seems like we're proceeding with the game, and Josh is about to pull a rabbit out of this hat.
But it's so close, right? Like you just, yeah. I don't think that he stole anything there. It was just that close that I mean, well, I guess he did with the phony, but I don't know that that was even
Yeah,
intentional.
I agree. I feel like from Josh's perspective, he played Hove to go up by a couple points. leaving NNL, right? Like he definitely was probably thinking, God, I don't know if I can pull this off, right? This could be tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he was able to do it, shockingly. Um,
Yeah.
you know that maybe he was thinking about with NNL, maybe he can draw like Dunno or something like that, right? That could have been a really
Yeah.
devastating play there. Um, Enoch playing stud at the top of the board, 29 points.
Yeah.
Josh going to waste no time playing Runlet, his best play, and he's going to win this game 508 to 494. Imagine, Heidi, scoring
Yeah.
494 points in a Scrabble
Yeah.
game and coming up
And
on the wrong
losing.
end.
Yeah. Crazy. Well, are they checking Boone now? Is that what they're looking at? Oh no.
Yeah, look at Josh. Look at his reaction. You can see his jaw just dropped.
So then, but why did you not just? So like, if he was, oh my God, I'm just like, I'm just. This is crazy. If he had an instinct that it was phony, why didn't he challenge? Maybe he thought that 5 points would make a difference.
It just might not have occurred to him. Yeah, so now he's going to be thinking, what happens if I
Right.
challenge it and just play stud? And I think the answer is he wins with ease.
But obviously he had some kind of thing in his mind, or else he wouldn't have looked at Boone right away, right? He must have had some inkling, some feeling
Sure.
that it wasn't good. So it's interesting that he left it on.
Oh, they're thinking about other stuff. If we have overhead mic, I'm not sure if it's that easy. We can see if we can tune
Yeah, I
into
think
what
they
the
said we
players are
do. So
saying.
yeah, can we switch? There we go.
Speaking of chance, Boone. Wow. I'm sorry. I thought it was good. Go to play this by any doubt.
The moment there, let's focus. So, I didn't even look at the watch. I was
Because
thinking
it's
of an end game.
there's no way, like, it doesn't. Why would anyone play it?
I was saying something like IENIS, but then I looked like, oh wow, good Boone, and then
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
That's fine. So we are on 4.
But I think this should still win, right? Like,
Yeah, without this, right?
with this one. Like,
You mean
going up.
after this?
If I go here and then you go here, I think I still know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not a good way to. Very stupid moves.
16 versus 16. Graduates, 1
Yeah.
So, again.
Yeah. I guess that's the only way to beat you is to just take you by surprise.
Yeah.
It's the only way to beat you. This was a really weird play. Did you have both S's?
Yeah.
So you're probably like, what is it?
I was looking for something to play this way. Down here.
I just saw there's so many U's out, too many S's out. The H was nice, the timing was good, but I don't know. Five oh eight 494.
I changed my second one.
All right, I think we can throw back to us here as the players are wrapping up the post-mortem. Wow, you could hear the pain in Enoch's voice there, Heidi, I feel.
Yeah. And Josh too, like, because Josh is a very empathetic person, right? And so I don't think he feels good about sort of stealing a game in a sense, by playing a phony, even if it was unintentional, right? He's got a lot of empathy. So I think I feel like I heard it in his voice too, like, oh man, sorry about that.
I agree completely. You could hear in both of their voices because, it's easy to imagine. I feel like if you play enough Scrabble, there you go. He's trying to comfort him.
Yeah.
If you play enough Scrabble, you will have experienced all these situations from either side of it, right?
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like Um, that's just how this game works. You try to play a lot of games. In fact, we're playing 31 games over the course of the 5 days here, and we are just getting started. 3 games in, and we've already seen 3 absolute bangers.
Yeah.
Definitely a good omen of things to come.